Greetings everyone, greetings family. My name is Eldad and today I'm going to do a short video. This is part one of the video and it's about dreams that I've had in the past, visions that I've had, prophecies and also outer information. What I mean by outer information is telepathic information that I've received from beings from other dimensions. For about 25 years I've been having dreams, and a lot of dreams about water. I'm being surrounded by water. I'm standing on the top of buildings watching people drowning in water. I've been in Jamaica and I'm walking along the beach. This is in a dream. And I'm walking along the beach and all of a sudden comes a tsunami. And I'm rushing towards the hotel, trying to get into the hotel before I'm covered in water. I've had the same dream where I've been down in Porlock in Minehead, which is down in Somerset. And I'm standing by the beach and then all of a sudden water starts rushing in again. A bit like a tsunami. I'm clinging, holding on to rocks. Then the next minute I'm looking around and I see dead bodies everywhere. I've had the same dream when I've been in India, in Goa. I was sat on a beach and then all of a sudden water just comes in from nowhere, just all of a sudden. And I see thousands and thousands of people dying. Now, I've looked into this dream in a little bit more detail, and I think this dream has really got to do with, I believe, a flood coming in. I've had another dream where a comet from deep down in space is heading towards Earth. And then this comet lands in the north side of America, causing mass destruction and devastation. And as a result, the whole planet gets flooded again with water. And billions of people die due to this comet. You see all these dreams I've been telling you that I had about floods? And then people dying, masses and masses of people dying, billions of people dying. And my dreams weren't just in Britain, it was in America, India, Jamaica and other countries. So I take that to mean, and with this comet also, there's a relationship between the two. The comet comes down and hits North America, and then with that there's a mass flooding of the planet Earth. So when I was dreaming of all these different places and floods, I put the two together and I think this is what is going to happen. There'll be a comet hitting the Earth first and there'll be mass flooding. America, watch this space. This comet has been tracked by a craft called Nibiru. This craft has been tracking the comet for quite a long time, for many years. Nibiru goes in front of the comet, it goes to the side of the comet and behind the comet, tracking it. Do you hear me? A craft known as Nibiru, which is about 3.5 times the size of planet Earth, and it's tracking this comet. And it's going in front of it, to the sides of it, and behind it, tracking it. Now this craft Nibiru is also coming to Earth and picking people up. Or should I say shams which come from this craft Nibiru, are going to planet Earth, picking people up and taking them to other planets. I'll say it again, this craft Nibiru has smaller shams or ships on it which are going to planet Earth and picking people up and then taking people to other. Right, so how are you going to get out of here? How are you going to get prepared for this natural disaster to come? There's 3 ways you can do this, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in the second part. One is through astral projection. Number 2 is through your ancestors coming to get you via a spaceship or a sham or some form of craft. 3 is maybe you pass over and your spirit moves on to the next dimension. But even so, you'd have to be highly tuned and as light as a feather in order for your spirit to move on to the next dimension. Or 4th, you could go underground. Go into some cabin or city underground and survive the flooding that way. As I say, I'll be going into this in a little bit more detail in my next video. Planet Earth is trying to align itself with other star constellations. It's trying to get rid of a lot of crap. The planet's trying to replenish itself. Planet Earth, Gaia, Eridu, is trying to get rid of a lot of waste on this planet. There's much destruction to come. Much destruction. Whilst we're going about our lives daily and being entertained by TV, radio, internet, these governments are already planning to save their own people and to save themselves. This virus that's going around, I believe, is just a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen whilst they're planning for bigger things. Do you know that every 26,000 years, or just over every 26,000 years, 26,800 years, roughly, that there's a calamity? Earth is coming up for another calamity, another destruction, because the 26,000 year cycle has come almost to an end. Yes, that's right. We're coming to the end of the 26,000 year cycle. We have a moon cycle, a sun cycle, a moon cycle, and then another sun cycle. We're coming into the golden age of the sun. A lot of things have to go. Nature is coming back. Nature is going to destroy many things. Those people that are ruling us, as I said, they already know about this destruction, and they're going to take a lot of people down with them. Do you hear me? They're going to take a lot of people down with them. Because people aren't waking up. Not only is there a war going on in the heavens right now for takeover of this planet, there are beings also on the planet right now. Incarnated beings. Highly evolved spiritual beings trying to help to correct man and to correct the planet. They come down here as warners before there's a catastrophe. Right now on Earth, there are highly developed spiritual beings trying to save you, trying to help you. But you know what? Most people don't want to listen. They just don't want to listen. They think that's a load of heebie-jeebies, a load of rubbish. So they'd rather tune in to watching their soaps, watching their bands playing, watching their football. Any form of distraction except for to listen to the truth. Any form of distraction except for to listen to the truth. There are people down there right now trying to save you, trying to help you, but you just don't want to see the British government, the American government, in actual fact world government. They know that this planet is due for a massive calamity, and it's coming very soon, and they're preparing their people and their families ready for when this disaster happens. And it's going to move their families and people of importance, dignitaries, to other planets and to the moon and Mars, and to underground bases also. Underground bases underneath the earth. They've got cities down there with electricity, lights, water, you name it. They've got it down there. Whilst we're on the top, on the surface here, are living our lives normally, doing about our lives daily, being entertained outside of what I call outformation. I'll say that again. I have had outformation many years ago. And in this outformation, I was being contacted telepathically by beings from the Sirius star constellation. I'll say it again. Many years ago, the first time I was contacted was about 20 years ago by beings from the Sirius star constellation. And then again by beings from Orion. And these beings told me that in Egypt, the pyramids were used to line up our chakras. So we used to walk around the pyramids, and the pyramids have helped to line up our chakras and line us up with the stars, the star constellation. When Muslims are walking around the Kaaba stone in Mecca, it's a symbolic gesture of the same sort of thing. Trying to line up ourselves with, trying to line our chakras up with the stars. Also, the pyramids were used as a fueling center for UFO crafts coming into Earth's dimension. You see these pyramids, they have an energy which is emitted from them. It's called Tachyon Energy. T-A-C-H-Y-O-N, I believe. That's how you spell it. T-A-C-H-Y-O-N. Tachyon Energy. This energy was used to fuel ships coming into this dimension. This energy could pass through solid objects. It could pass through molecules without changing its structure. That is Tachyon Energy. It is the glue of the universe. It holds the universe together. Tachyon. See, even from way back in history, the Greeks knew about this energy. They called it Swift. Tachyon Energy. They called it Swift. Do you know that there's some cities underneath the ground? And they're called Shambhala and Angara. That beings live down there. Beings from other dimensions. You have the Shaggies, Bigfoot, Enkidu, Yetis, EBEs, that's extraterrestrial biological entities, all living within these cities on the ground. As I said about Egypt and these pyramids, some of these pyramids have subterranean worlds underneath them. They lead to cities such as the ones I just discussed, Shambhala and Angara. But there's other cities down there too. Beings from the Orion star constellation, that Orion and Sirius were originally our homes, and this is a place or places referred to as heaven. Do you hear me? Orion and Sirius are places that used to be referred to by our ancestors as heaven. So we're not originally from this planet. Yes, people. Listen, there are many different races, or should I say sub-races, amongst black people and white people too. If you look at black people, for example, you can see they have different hues. You see some black people have a olivey, greeny tone to the skin. Some people have a yellowy tone to the skin. Some people have very, very dark skin or very black colored skin. And some people have an orangey glow. Also, in terms of, if you look at their noses, some will have quite a straight nose, others will have quite a flat nose. If you look at the shapes of their head, different shaped heads, different shaped ears, also different textures of hair. Some will have very curly hair, some will have loosely curly hair, and some will have straight hair. So, as I said, amongst the black race, there are other sub-races, and the same applies to the white race. We could not have all evolved at the same time. We could not have all have evolved at the same time, from the same place, or from the same space. So when you talk about we're all the same race, are we? Think about that one. See, some black people will be saying I'm trying to divide black people, or talking about different sub-races of black people. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm just simply trying to state that there are different sub-races amongst black people, as with white people, as with other races of people on this planet. Another possibility is that Earth will be attacked by sun flares. We already know that there's lots of iron, electrical iron in the air at the moment. If you're walking through a supermarket and you touch a trolley and you get electric sparks off the trolley, that's an example. My partner even touched me on the head going back a couple of months ago, and a spark come off her hand. There's a lot of electrical charge in the air at the moment, and we know that the sun is shooting out a lot of sun flares. So it's quite possible, this is a possible prediction, that our planet could be hit by these flares. You see, on Earth we depend very much on our electricity to run our computers, to run our homes, to keep our homes warm, to keep our lights on. But what if you had a massive sun flare hit the planet and knocked out a whole complete grid? You'd have no petrol, you'd have no light, you'd have no electricity of any form. How would you survive? You see, we're coming up to the 26,000 year cycle, and Earth is trying to align itself with other planets. Anyway, look out for part 2 of my video about dreams, prophecies, visions and outer information. Part 2 is soon to come. And in the meantime, if you like my video, please subscribe and share. The information is at the bottom of the page. Thank you. Eldad.